What is up, you guys? Welcome back to another video. My name is Chris, as always with me,
Liam.
And today we are diving into episode 6 of the Mayfair Witches.
Said it right.
I did say it right. You're the one that said it wrong in the last episode, not me. Yeah. Actually, I've been doing a pretty good job of saying it correctly on camera, even though we joke about it off camera quite a bit. So it's definitely gonna happen. But let us know what you guys thought about this. Comment down below. As always, if you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that button, hit the little notification bell so you never miss another episode. Pumping out a bunch of awesome content, discussing several different episodes, or several different shows, I should say, episode by episode. We're doing Invincible right now. We have Reacher coming out next week. This week. What else are we doing right now?
We're no longer doing Watson.
Yeah, Watson was not impressive. It was just more of the same, so we didn't want to watch it.
Well, we did watch it, and that's why we came to that conclusion.
Fair enough. It wasn't worth talking about.
Yes. Then we also have Paradise.
Which we are absolutely loving. If you guys are going to check that out, definitely check it out.
You said you weren't happy with this episode. I don't know if it's just me getting used to their style of flow, but it wasn't as bad to me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So I think my gripe has been the same gripe all through season 2. It's just that we have a lot of wasted time doing absolutely nothing, in my opinion.
Like Scotland?
Oh, Scotland was fun. I liked going there. I liked meeting the other half of the family. I like the fact that there's like this whole other side of this belief system that we're getting introduced to, and we're getting a little bit more of Lasher's actual backstory. Like he really was
Info on Taltos.
He's
the last, or she's the last one until he was put into human form again.
right. Yeah, she's the last living. He's like the reincarnated, and they're gonna bring him together and like try to like basically have their own little panda experiment.
I thought that shit would have been exciting for you.
Like I said, that part, the very small part that we didn't even get to, we just got like a small hint of, that part for me was exciting. We got to see Lasher again, so we got more of that supernatural side of things. And then we did get Moira walking through Scotland, reading people's minds. I'm like, oh, that's useful.
For what, like 5 minutes?
Exactly. And then she gets lost in the exact same pub that is the alternate universe he's staged for Julian there. And then we just get a whole bunch of like useless, we're in the house together stuff.
We've got a million subplots going on that don't even completely intertwine with each other yet. And it's becoming more confusing than beneficial.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's they're attempting to capture the nuance of all the subplots in the book and connect the stories, but they're kind of failing at that part.
Maybe that's the issue. Let us know if you guys have read the books and you're watching this season. Is that where I'm missing thing? Like, is that because I just don't have enough information, so it just feels like I don't know what's going on? Like, am I that lost that I'm like, wow, I'm just like, what am I even watching right now? Because I enjoy the parts where like we're getting to learn more about the lore and the backstory and like how Lasher came to be and like the Taltos and all of that. But like at this point, the Mayfair Witches are like a side piece of it. And like Rowan doesn't even really show up anymore. She's just kind of like bumbling around. Like, I don't know. I feel lost in the show. And I feel like there have been many episodes now where we could have probably just skipped all of that. That could have been one conversation, not a whole hour episode. Like a little 10-minute conversation, and we could have just kept skipping through all of this.
Every couple of episodes of this season so far are feeling like filler episodes.
I felt like most of the season was. Let's be honest.
So we've got Rowan, Cortland, and all them here, Wayfair Witches, and Ian and his family, which are the Welfare Witches.
Yeah, so
because they started from nothing.
I like where you went with that. It makes sense. I think that there's actually more power and mystery in Scotland than there is in New Orleans for me right now.
There is.
And so I'm actually really curious to see, like, that's one thing that was really disappointing to me is like, I was expecting Ian to be this mischievous, big bad, just like his dad, who was like, you know, gonna do some like maniacal things. And no, he's like open and welcoming and like wants to talk to him and like almost not even evil.
Julian did the same thing in that dream world place where they went.
Yeah.
The moment he became himself again, he became welcome. He likes to play, remember? His games.
Yeah. I don't know.
All I see of Ian is just straight up manipulation. That's it. I'm not seeing the kind welcoming. I'm seeing through that.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe next episode will give me more answers. We only have 2 more episodes to go. And
Cortland kept talking about how evil his brother was in
but
dark.
then he was all chummy with them. Like every time you saw those two together, they were all chummy.
Yeah.
Almost like they were working together behind the scenes and we didn't know.
I can't offer anything else to that.
Yeah.
That's the only suggestion I really have is that he is just manipulating the fuck out of them. And hell, even the one black sheep of their family, what's his name?
The one we're supposed to believe is the black sheep, the son, who's not really. So logically looking at it from like a writing perspective, I get that Moira is not at the estate because she can read minds, and if she was there, then we would actually know this more sinister plot that's behind it all, and that Ian's not necessarily as nice as he's supposed to look. But I think this the way that this episode played out, and the dialogue and the lack of information that we really got, for me, just made it fall flat. And I think I'm giving it a lot of like negative critique because of it.
Okay, what about that fucking creepy ass milk scene?
That was more of what I actually wanted, not necessarily the Homelander aspect of it, but they're both these like ancient beings now, right? And so like, what happens when they come together? Like, he almost became like an insatiable beast when he was around her. Like, and they're like, their race is more naturally prone to giving life, was what the one kid said. So like, does that mean that like, when he does finally have sex with this particular woman, her womb won't dissolve into nothing and die like the witches do?
Well, we talked about that before too.
Yeah.
That he was searching for someone who could actually bear his seed.
Yeah.
This is the only person apparently, or thing that exists that can bear his seed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because God and human apparently fuck up.
Yeah. So they looked at them, Scotland, it said that the Scottish people, the ancient Scottish people, looked at them as deities, this race of people, but they aren't gods. They're just really old and they harness some sort of power. So that makes them godlike, but they are still mortal in the essence of when I think of a god, I think immortal, unkillable, all powerful, almost like a pantheon, like Greek or Roman or.
Even those gods were killable though.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
For me, the Taltos remind me very much of the Tua de Danann, which is the Irish pagan god.
You brought this up last time, yeah. Yep.
So I really believe that essentially all they are is just druids.
Okay.
That's where I'm going with it, in my mind anyway, based on the lore that I understand and know. No, I have not read these books at all.
Yeah, I'm actually going to read the books after the season's over.
Just to figure out whether they fucked it up.
Yeah, well, Anne Rice is phenomenal as far as a writer goes. And I think, Vampire Diaries and Lestat and Queen of the Damned and all of those were great. So, why wouldn't these be great? I just think the show is just not doing it justice. That's what I think.
Did you watch Vampire Diaries, the show?
I watched season 1. I have not finished season 2 of the AMC one.
I could not get into Vampire Diaries.
The show? Mm-hmm. I thought it was interesting. The movie, it's I don't know, the movie's a classic, right? I don't know many people who haven't seen it or at least know of it. So it's well known. So it has a lot to live up to. I thought Queen of the Damned could have been done better, but I thought it was a good sequel. Did a good job of continuing the universe for us.
Are you thinking season 1 of Interview with the Vampire, or are you thinking actually Vampire Diaries?
Oh, I am. I'm mixing the two in my head. Yeah. Ooh, gotta wake up. Maybe I need go get my bang.
Not brought to you by Bang.
I have watched the Vampire Diaries. I was not the biggest fan of how they played out the lore until they brought the Immortals in. The whole
Originals?
the original, sorry, yes. Klaus Michelson and all of them. That family was fun.
That series I enjoyed, the originals, the spin-off.
Yes.
I could not get into Vampire Diaries.
Yes. I watched them both.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, I watched them both, but the dynamic between the brothers was dumb. They're stuck in this never-ending vampire battle because they had the same lover at one point. It was a pretty dumb. And then like
That's Vampire Diaries?
yeah, that was Vampire Diaries. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Not the one that I got into. But let's bring it back to Mayfair. And so I think Ian is going to slip up. He's not as smart as he thinks he is.
Yeah.
He's just very good at manipulation. He's slowly breaking down some of the walls of the family members, it looks like. As you mentioned, Cortland himself.
Yeah.
I think Cortland is still striving for male approval. And I think he sees that because he couldn't get that with, well, I don't know if he's aware of it consciously, but he's seeking approval from Julian through Ian.
You think he wants approval from his father? I think he might be past that at this point.
I don't.
Okay.
You never outgrow your childhood.
You replace things though, I think.
I think, yeah, that's why I think he's replacing it with Ian.
I think he's replacing it with Rowan.
You think so?
I do. Based on the way this episode played out, he's
He's way closer to her now than ever before, and she is also. Now they're going to actually trust each other.
and we're aware now of like their actual familial bond, right? Like that's her dad. So like we need to like I think we need to take into account the fact that like he already kind of fucked up his relationship with JoJo and he's trying to do everything he can to like salvage that. But JoJo's kind of like stuck in a house right now, so he's doing everything he can to like save her.
That's fucking falling apart? Yeah.
Yeah. But Rowan's the only like other living tether he has right now. And so I think he's actually pouring everything he can into like that relationship. I don't think he gives a shit about his dad. I think he's scared of his dad more than anything.
I still think it's going to be a deep-seated thing that's going to continue to play in this series. But I want to talk real quick. That flat tire at the beginning, was that Julian or Ian that did it?
It wasn't Julian. It was part of, I think it's part of Ian's plan, right? Ian knew they were there as soon as they got in town. So as soon as they were there, that he immediately started to manipulate or, move them around. Like he got Moira basically lost into the bar.
The creepy real skin of Albright.
That was a really creepy thing.
And the boyfriend or ex-boyfriend of Rowan was extremely shocked. Dude's all over the place.
Clark?
Yeah.
Talking about?
Yeah, he's fucking all over the place in this. He's like all for it, wants to run away, wants to go investigate a different way. He's still battling between the science and
His heart and mind.
yeah.
He's battling between the heart and the mind. His heart loves Rowan and wants to be there. His mind is like, this is beyond fucking crazy. There's witchcraft and they're wearing someone's face.
He's way from committing himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he literally is. My professional opinion, I deserve to be committed.
So do you think that Ian is going to allow her to get the vial of blood from Lasher? Or is he just going to be like, nope, fuck you?
I think he's too controlling.
What would be the downside of letting her have it though? She also has powers?
I think that's what he's scared of.
Interesting. He is scared of the unknown, like what would happen.
Yeah. He doesn't need to know for sure that she can do something with it. Just knowing that there's a possibility should be enough for him to be like, yeah, fuck you. No. That's my belief on that. Of course, speculation, but
Yeah.
Sip,
Yeah.
gruesome balls.
He'll get what he wants. I don't know if they'll permanently give it to him, but they're going to at least agree to his terms to get him to do what they want.
And what he wants is to take Albrecht's place in New Orleans.
He wants to be in charge of New Orleans so that he can be close to Rowan and be, in her dealings because now he has to know what's going on with him.
And as he mentioned, he doesn't want to be the tool or the hammer.
Yeah.
He wants to be the carpenter.
Yeah. We'll see.
But who doesn't?
Right. There's actually a lot of people.
That's what, as soon as I said it, I'm like, wait, no.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown, man. Some people are just happier being the jester.
There are a lot of people that just go on day to day.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
why is Rowan keep making all these stupid decisions?
Like I said, dude, she's just fumbling through, and I don't understand it. I have to be missing something about her character that is established in the books that they just don't bring forward in the show, and so she just seems like an idiot, even though she's like crazy smart neurosurgeon, like everything else points the opposite way. But this is probably like, what was the character's name from Legally Blonde? The one that was like whatever her name was. It's like she almost sometimes is like playing that ditzy, like I don't know what to do, like bumbling through life.
I can't remember. So close.
I don't know. I'm having a hard time with her character because she shouldn't be this incapable, but she is, and it's kind of scary.
What, her having so much power and being so stupid with it?
She can't have a conversation with anybody, like anything decent. It seems like it all falls apart every single time. She has immense power, but refuses to use it when she actually needs to. Every time she's made a promise to like do something about Lasher, she's never actually done it. I've been really confused and struggling with her character.
All right. This one may make you a little annoyed too. I read this on another video about this last episode, and they have a question that they want answered, and I thought it was such a good question, I want to repeat it here. Is Lasher being mishandled by the writers, or is this just part of his actual character growth?
Which part?
The way he is in this series.
Like the fact that he actually has compassion and like cares?
I don't know. It was just a question. I'm like, wow, that has me thinking, like, because for once in a while, he is brilliant on top of the world. Then he became this human form. He's kind of like a stupid little child right now, but he's also acting out crazy, like a child, I guess. But should he be more developed than this? Should he be more aware? Should he be using more of his powers? Does he have powers right now that he's not utilizing?
Yeah. If I had read the books, maybe I would know. But also, in my opinion, well, yes. Yes, he should. You should be doing all those things because they actually make the episode more interesting.
Well, this being a TV series, it should cover all the stuff that we should need to know from the book because they're appealing to a new audience. Unless they designed this series specifically only for the people who read her books.
That'd be silly. That'd be cutting out too much of the audience. I don't think they've done that. I unfortunately am leaning more towards either I am really dumb, which I'm sure the comments will definitely let me know, or they haven't done a good job of translating the novel to the TV show. And so we're missing things.
Or a third option, that they're not doing a good job of allowing us to be connected to these characters or the show.
Yeah. Because there's episodes where I'm like, this is great. I want more. Like, I really enjoy this. This was fun. And then there's episodes like what we just watched where I'm like,
2 episodes ago, we didn't want to continue this. Then we got the next episode, and we're like, fuck yeah, let's go.
Yeah.
Then we get this shit again.
Yeah.
And it's like,
and now we're, what was sunk loss, time loss, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
So now we basically got to finish it out and see what happens. But way we return for season 3, I don't know. Let us know what you guys have been thinking about this season. Are we crazy? Am I crazy? Since obviously Liam doesn't feel as negatively as I do.
maybe I'm just accepted it at this point.
Yeah. Should I read the books? Like, would that change everything? Let us know in the comments. What are you guys thinking? Always appreciate you guys engaging with us and talking with us in the comments. As you know, we're not here to preach or teach or tell anything that we, behind the scenes, we're not the Easter egg guys. Although some of our theories do actually really come true, which is awesome.
Yeah.
We're here to just discuss it out. And so we appreciate you guys doing the same.
So, who do you think is worse, Julian or Ian?
See, we've only ever seen one of them truly be evil. And that is
Have we?
we only ever seen one of them truly take life. And that was in a flashback where Ian killed that little girl.
Yeah.
So we know that he has a capacity for violence, of like massive violence without any remorse.
Yeah, he slaughtered all the goats prior to that too, right?
But killing livestock's one thing, right? Like, you're going to eat that. Probably not,
You're eating sacrifices?
well, maybe,
Are they?
maybe not. I don't know.
This is kind of just like a pile of bodies.
They're like a waste of meat. I don't think that we've yet seen Julian. Yes, is he like a puppet master? Does he have evil? Have we seen him have evil intention? Yes, but I don't know. It's hard. It's hard to say because we've only ever seen flashbacks of Ian, and then we've never really seen Julian other than inside his little, what's it called?
His little plane of existence.
Yeah.
Okay, so do you think Moira's disappearance? I always feel like I'm talking about an old woman when I say Moira, an old Jewish lady. Yes.
Funny how names circle back, but anyway.
Yeah. Do you think her disappearance is lazy writing or effective in this?
It was necessary. We'll find out whether or not we can bring it full circle next episode when we find out where she's been this whole time and what she's been doing. Like I said earlier, I believe if she had found a way to the house or had stayed with them, then there's no way Ian's plan doesn't get exposed. So she has to be gone. So either it could be lazy writing. I'm sure we'll find out next episode.
Yeah, another question I saw in one of the other comments. And they had asked, and I can't answer this one because I've never seen the Interview with the Vampire series, but it literally asked, does Mayfair Witches lack heart the way Interview with a Vampire had?
I'm not connected to these characters the way I was in Vampire, for sure. I don't think that there could have been better writing on that show too, but it's much better than this one. I would, if like you were going to do like a 1 to 10 scale, I would put Mayfair at like a 4, and I would put Interview with the Vampire closer to like an 8, because of how much better the characters are written in the story, and how well they acted out then too, because you are connected to them. You feel like when they have extraordinarily horrible things happen, like you feel it, and when they take life,
So is this an acting issue or a writing issue?
Maybe both. It may be both.
It's kind of harsh.
Yeah. Again, I have a lot more experience with the Interview with a Vampire than I do with Mayfair Witches, so I think that also gives me bias to say like, this one makes more sense because, well, obviously I have more information. So that could be it too, right? My mind is open to being filled with a different perspective. However, right now, based on the information I have and what I've seen, I would say it's probably both. It's just not really good acting, and then maybe, also not good writing to go with it.
So my issues with this series, second season, is I still don't know how I feel about Lasher. I think he's absolutely fucking ridiculous, the character that they had.
They nerfed him and made him pointless in season 2.
Okay, that could be why.
Yeah.
And I'm still going back to those subplots. They're pulling us in too many directions, and they're not weaving those connections very well right now.
Yeah.
That's how I'm feeling for this episode. But we only have 2 more, and as you were talking about, sunk loss, right?
Yeah.
Might as well finish out the last 2 episodes, and hopefully we will be pleasantly surprised.
It seems to be every other episode or so that something in there that gets you back in, right? So we'll see.
Maybe that's intentional too. Ups and downs. Fuck, I can't even make a logical reasoning for why that would be effective.
Yeah. Yeah.
That sounds like an abusive ass relationship right there, right? I love you.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Come back. I love you.
It's what this feels like.
Yeah.
It's like we get one good episode, then fuck you.
Yeah.
Then a good episode, then fuck you. Then fuck you, then a good episode.
How many times is Chocolates and Flowers going to make up for dragging us through the mud?
Yeah.
Will there be a discussion on season 3? Will you guys be checking out season 3 of this season of this series?
I tell you what, though, they lay a good enough open loop at the end of the series. I might have to just watch the closed loop.
Yeah. I mean, if I were to know that the promise would be fulfilled, then I think it'd be worth it. We got a lot of questions, apparently. That's why. With this, the issue would be I would commit and watch and be excited if I knew they were going to truly fulfill on a promise of answers and filling in those plot holes and weaving it all together. The problem is with this episode being a perfect example, none of that happened. And it's just leaving me with more empty promises. And so if that's how we're going to keep playing it, then it's not even worth it. I could watch it till the cows come home. I'm not going to get the answers I want. So let us know what you guys thought of the episode down below. Really appreciate you guys making it all the way this far into the episode with us. If you have, don't forget to hit subscribe if you have not already, and hit the little notification bell so that you never miss another episode. And if you want to get exclusive access to content, early access, and other cool goodies, you can become a member of the community for as little as a cup of coffee. The link for our Patreon is actually down in the description below, and you can become a member and actually help out with the production of these videos. So really help us, and we appreciate you. Other than that, we have an amazing playlist of videos that you guys can check out right here, as well as some other videos you may like right down here, and something that YouTube says you definitely like right above my head. But my name is Chris, and we'll see you guys on those videos.
Find the strength hiding in each battle scar. You're not who you were, you've already come far.